All right, season 5 continues. That's right. It's like the weekly episodes are rolling. This season is going by very fast.
Dude, I'm absolutely convinced that time is moving by in segments of months at a time now instead of days or weeks. Like I blink.
You don't do the whole. This season. This is what day and year it is.
No, I need to like work on my breathing exercises or something.
I have some for you. He's a 5th-generation Texan, and he is a Texas A&M engineering graduate. He also got his MBA at University of Liverpool. He has a company. He works in the oil and gas industry, but he also has a company called Republic Boot Company, where they make custom cowboy boots and embodies everything Texas. His family roots go back a ways, and he's got a really unique story, but we just want to welcome him to the show, Mr. Chris Conrad. Welcome to the table. I might have short arms, but
so some Basil Hayden, thank you very much.
No problem. I do find it fascinating that people get so caught up in the, purity of anything.
The boot world is exactly the same.
I was thinking about it when I was saying it. Yeah.
It's not cool because they do this and this and this. You get nerded out in the thing, but in general, like boots are good, in Texas, right? I mean, we're making handcrafted products, right? So I've got to make sure the production is right. I got to make sure that the design is right. I got to make sure that the artists are compensated the right way to make the actual toe and the actual inlay and all these kinds of things. It's a very complicated process. And
how did you get your start with everything? We know you graduated from A&M with engineering. Was that always something you wanted?
I've always been kind of engineering minded, of course, and then I was so fortunate enough as my younger self to actually be blessed to be selected to go to A&M, and then I went to Russia when I was 15 years old. Changed my life. So I went there and was able to meet a lot of people, and I was in orphanages and different things that really changed my perspective on the world.
And this is when you were in the bio you sent us. This is when you were a student ambassador to Russia.
That's right.
How did that come to be?
It's a weird thing, man. I don't actually understand how it happened. So they said, we understand kind of who you are, and the government sent me this stuff and said, apply for this.
Well, that's a lot of trust right there. It's like the government.
I know.
Hey, you should do this.
This was early '90s.
How are they watching you? Dude?
I don't know. It's like, how did you understand that I was a good guy, or
it's a little weird.
It's okay or whatever. So
this is before red light cameras. I mean, they were like deep spots.
I don't know. Right? I mean, this is the big mystery of my life, to be honest. I mean, I don't understand exactly how it happened. So they came in. They said, look, we want to interview you, for this thing to teach the Russian people democracy. It sounds super weird. I understand. I mean, but
I love it. It sounds great to me. But
yeah, it's weird. So I went through this whole process and interviewed for it. They said, "Yeah, you know what? You need to go over there and do America's work or whatever." It's strange. The whole thing sounds weird. I don't want it to reflect on my boot stuff, but it changed my world from a personal perspective. I was over there working in orphanages and different kind of like coalitions of these people that would go through these war-torn areas and just explain like what they went through. I mean, for me, I was 15 years old. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to graduate college and I'm going to go over there. And where I went was Italy. So I lived there for about 3 to 5 years.
Which part of the boot?
The boot is the North Boot.
And that's not foreshadowing right there.
I had to do it. I had to throw in the boot. I'm sorry. I know. Good catch, by the way.
Italy. Was that one of your favorite places to be? I mean, are you...
I think that gave me the biggest perspective. Again, that's my word of the day. because yeah, I think Italy was my favorite place just because I'm in the north of the boot, as you said, and I'm from Texas, right? So my deer lease is 5 hours away. If I drive 3 hours from where I'm
Like
at,
3 different countries.
yeah, I'm in 5 different countries,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, you want to go to Oktoberfest, buddy? It's in Munich and it's 5 hours away. It's like a deer lease, right? It's easy.
Oh my
Get
word,
there.
we would do in Texas. We would do that in a heartbeat.
in a
We'd
heartbeat.
be like that's a day trip, man.
But some of these guys are like, oh no, you're going to Germany. Like, I'm like, it's not far away. It's like 5 hours. I'm going to Oktoberfest. I'm gonna go to Neuschwanstein Castle. And they're like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, no. So you become like the super adventure guy that just goes around and sees these wonderful things and just, you want more and more. It's like this addict thing. And that's what I've been doing for 20 years, hardcore traveling around the world, getting this perspective. And again, living probably, 10 lifetimes doing this kind of stuff. I love it. And I'm the best tour guide in the world, by the way. If you want to hire me for that, I'm
You
the
know
guy.
what?
I believe
Hey,
that.
guys from Neighbors Don't Knock, that you guys have heard it here. Everyone listening to Neighbors Don't Knock. If you need an international tour guide, I'm sure his fee would require a bottle of something on top of everything, but you can get Chris to take you around the world.
My wife would make fun of me because I'd come home and I'd be watching Anthony Bourdain. I'm like, that's me. Like, I need to do those kinds of things. And I'd be the guy at the street kind of eating the weird stuff.
Yeah.
But respectfully and actually, understand their culture and embrace it, right?
Well,
Not
actually, and to his credit, I think he did as well. I actually think
Yeah,
that for the most
100%.
part, he was very
Yeah.
good about not stepping on toes, right?
Right.
Just
So, yeah, I mean that's what I'm all about. And here's the thing: is that I want to invite people to understand our culture from a Texas perspective. I want to make sure that we understand where we come from. We come from a group of folks that are individualists. They fled other places to come here to not be oppressed by other things. That's what Texas is all about, right? So boots are the iconic symbol of Texas. That's the main thing for me. Like, we have to make sure that we embody, like, is it holsters? Is it belts? Is it shirts? What is it? It is boots.
boots, right?
100% Texas. When I traveled everywhere, I was in Japan. I was in Italy. I was these different places. They were like, "You're a cowboy, okay? Where's your boots?" I was like, well, I was wearing tennis shoes or whatever because of the cobblestones and all this kind of
Right.
stuff. But every place in the world identifies the Texas culture with cowboy boots.
Right. They know it.
That's
Know
true.
it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that stereotype. I'm going to make that reality. Right. So this is my biggest thing is how do we do this? You can't just, again, as I said, make like an ice cream cone machine that just you put the ingredients in and just cranks out an awesome ice cream, whatever. You've got to actually have the artist make stuff. How do you find the artist? That's the hardest thing. It's not just a boot shop. Like, thinks about like a place that you go and buy stuff. No, it's not. It's a cultural experience. You come inside. I'm gonna teach you about Texas history. I'm gonna teach you about handmade products. I'm gonna teach you about live music and handcrafted whiskey or whatever it is. And so I'm trying to, in this place in the Heights. Why the Heights? Because my family was there in the 1800s, right? So I'm trying to come back to the place of the roots, right? It's a weird spot, but it's kind of cool. You got a lot of stuff going on in the Heights. But I'm trying to make that spot that I've seen in international countries, right? All over the world, where you can just experience my culture, which is Texas, here.
But this is what I'm going to say I appreciate, because I will spend more money on an experience that I'm getting along with some quality merchandise. So take getting your haircut. You could go get your haircut for $20 and be fine. It's like, nah, that's fine. I actually pay for more on a place that I go to get my haircut because of the experience.
Well, I agree.
And what I get. So I love hearing that you're not just giving your customers, you're teaching them about stuff, and you're literally letting them know who you are by the experience that they get. I love that.
In your shop, like, describe to our listeners, what is the assembly process of a boot?
Yeah. So
I mean, I've seen
in
seen
your
videos of guys lighting
stuff on
stuff
fire.
on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super cool. So what we do, and people don't understand this, is like when we measure your foot, we have to create a mold of that foot. That mold is called a last, like an LAST. Like a last, what does that mean? That means that we
Better
actually
last a long time
It
is what
lasts a
that
long
means.
time. Yeah.
I knew you were gonna go. What? I'm saying.
Oh,
So that is a polypropylene deal, but we actually add leather products to make the boot wider or have a higher instep and all that kind of stuff. And then we build the boot around it. So when you come in our boot shop, we have Raul Cerrillo, which is the top boot maker in the world. This dude made like 40 boots for John Wayne, made boots for Steve McQueen, Pamela Anderson, Willie Nelson, everybody. This is the dude. And he said that he had a vision from God to come to us. And it's like, I'm like, yeah, right. Okay. Whatever.
I was
You
like,
know,
the grass
I
must
hear-
have been good that day.
I hear a lot of stuff every day. Trust me. I run this thing, right?
but
so-
if he's that good, maybe it's true.
So I was like, try it out. Okay. And people would come in and be like, oh my God, do you know who that is? That's the guy. That's Rose.
Aside from the experience, the quality of your boot, how is it different from the other boot companies that are here in the Houston area?
No, so this is the best question because we get this all the time. I mean, here's the deal: is that we take care of you guys from start to finish, right? I mean, we are boot makers. There's a lot of people out there making boots as a marketing company that actually make stuff somewhere else and actually sell it on the internet or whatever. We're gonna take care of you, man. And if you come into our shop, you'll realize that we actually take the mold of your foot. We actually take that and actually form the last and create the upper and then create the actual boot around it. You can see it all right there, 100% in the shop. My biggest thing about all of this is I want you to have the full experience, the Texas music, the handcrafted whiskey, the handcrafted experience inside the shop. And you can do that all right there, you know? So if you order boots from us, you can go in there and see like the progress of your ostrich boots or whatever. It's super neat, dude. And you can see like we can do classes like why does the guy hand welt the boot? I mean, we can get really, I'm an engineer, right? So you can go into the weeds of how the fillet welt is and why that is and why that's better, why you don't use cork on certain aspects or why you don't use synthetics on other aspects. But we love to go deep into the educational aspect, but not be pretentious about it. You know, like have a true Texas thing, you know, like kind of old cowboy. This is why we do it, you know, but show it and explain it in the right way. And then have the music playing in the background.
Do you allow your customers to have a part of like participate in
Yes,
part of the process
100%.
of their boots?
Yes, they can make their own boots.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
In different aspects.
Okay.
Yeah. If they want to come and make their last, if they want to come and actually do some stitching on their welts, all these things, I know they're kind of like terms that most people don't understand, but we'll explain the terms. And if you want to come and actually stitch part of your boots, if you want to kind of sand your heel counter just the right way and just be like, man, see that slant on that heel?
I did that.
Man,
I love that.
yeah, that's a Justin slant right there. Right
Oh,
now. It's cool. And that's a cool aspect.
that
'Cause-
is neat though.
Because if you're thinking about a heel of a boot, people think that, oh, that tree, that wood. No, that's actually leather, right? It's hand cut leather that we stack. And we hand actually sand that slant. Make your own slant, dude. It's cool stuff like that. So this was Travis's letter as he was surrounded by the army
At the Alamo.
at the Alamo. I will sustain myself as long as possible and die like a soldier who's never forget what is due to his own honor and that of his country, you know, victory or death. So I did that yesterday, right? So
and for our listeners right now, this is a tattoo
It's a
right
tattoo, yeah.
right on the bicep right
I
there.
love it. And by the way,
Never forget.
I'm intimately aware of how painful
Oh.
this nerve is.
Yeah.
So
oh,
yeah. Well done, going all the way around the inside of your arm.
It's kind of cool, you know, like my travels and
I love that you have it's the world. You have like a globe, and then it just like melts into the Texas flag.
And this goes into the double-sided candle, which is burning the candle at both ends. I will work. I will never sleep. I will do this all for our society, our people, and all that kind of stuff. I know it sounds like
you're our kind of people. You're our kind of people.
Like, it's like it's a little much, but I'm really about it, man. Like I'm gonna do this until I freaking die.
People like you coming on our show makes us understand why we're wanting to meet our neighbors.
100%.
It's in the reverse as well. I mean, you guys out there doing this show. I mean, I've listened to it. It's phenomenal, great reviews. I mean, it's incredible that you guys can go out there and just keep grinding. 5 seasons now.
5 seasons.
Yeah, we're excited.
Keep going,
Thank
dude.
you, sir.
I mean,
We're
it's
excited.
So awesome.
You know, and you know, we have, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it confidently. We have a 6th season that will be coming. I know it's going to be coming because of people like you, because of people like and neighbors like you guys out there and listening. But you know, Chris,
is there anything that you think that our listeners need to know about? You know, the new shop, the height shop, the boot company.
We call it the Goldilocks. It's not so big. It's not a big box store. It's not some small boot shop. It's just right. It's that Goldilocks. It's so beautiful. And
you don't feel like there's a closet that you're walking into.
Yeah,
you know?
it's really neat. If you go online, you can kind of see some of the thing, but you got to come inside to really understand. I mean, we have a stage, we have the bar there, we have the fitting room, but it's beyond that. It's not about those kind of things. It's like the things I was talking about earlier. It is the experience of coming into real Texas. People come in from even Houston and be like, oh my God, this is what I remember from my childhood. Yeah, it's real Texas.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. For more videos and fun, subscribe to the channel. Catch full episodes wherever you get your podcast or go to neighborsdon'tknock.com.